What's up guys, Pop 101 here. Now you are in for a treat. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use my favorite spells and skills in Blade and Sorcery 1.0. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so seeing how we're in the brand new arena, I think this place is just fitting to showcase all of these awesome things. So first off, let's spawn in a couple of guys to fight. We have the Baron making an appearance, ready to help us showcase all of these awesome abilities. First up, you guys have seen much of this. If you merge the fire and the gravity together, we get this beautiful thing, and when you throw it out, it is the black hole or the singularity. It is so much fun to use and really, really awesome. Wow, just take a look at this. His butt is just glistening. Okay, so let's move on from this, and what I'm going to do is spawn in a couple of normal enemies now that we've gotten the Baron out of the way. So let's take a look. So we have all of these handsome guys right here. Well, if we merge both the fire and the lightning together, you guys have seen a lot of this. You absolutely will love this. This is where we get our fire, lightning, Kamehameha, or the plasma beam, which when hitting enemies, it not only knocks them over and does a little bit of force, but it literally lights them and the area on fire. And I don't know if you guys can tell, they literally get burnt to a crisp. I don't know how that made it past Cosby, because I know for a fact he does not like blood and gore. So if this is okay with him, I would be shocked. But regardless, I think it is an absolutely incredible effect added to whenever you burn creatures with anything, regardless of whether it's that or if you use something like Summon Master Staff. You use your staff, you imbue it, and you use the spell button, and you do something like this, and you light enemies on fire, they get lit on fire like that. Everything you can imagine to light enemies on fire, it goes like that. So it's super, super cool. And finally, what I'm going to do is just go absolutely crazy. So check this out.
I'll kill you.
Alright, now that we have a crap ton of people in here, if we merge, you guys are ready for this? The lightning and the gravity together. You pull your hands apart, and we get our Gravnado. Our lightning gravity tornado, which absolutely brutalizes everyone. It is so incredibly awesome and so much fun to use. And while I did just showcase it, I really want to show it again one more time. It is the staff flamethrower ability, which, when hitting an enemy with it, you light them on fire, and let's take a look. They get absolutely roasted to a crisp. Just take a look at that. That is so incredibly brutal and gory. I absolutely love it. And just take a look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. And one other really cool fact, which I want to show off. Yeah, the lightning is pretty cool when you do it on this, but what I want to show off is gravity. So, if we imbue this with gravity like so, and why don't we spawn in another dummy? Just check this out real quick. Instead of holding the spell button to use the flamethrower, now we can actually control enemies and move them around. Telekinesis on the staff. And one of the really funny thing is that they cower in fear. It's one of the skills that you can unlock when they see their friends die. So, I mean, come on. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And you just absolutely chuck them. And I know what you guys are thinking. Just wait a sec. You can of course use it on items too. It's not just creatures, it's not just enemies. You can use it on literally everything. So if I go to this book right here and I get one of the incredible new things like, oh, I don't know. Let's use the Great Mace. Just check this out. Spawn enemy.
Let's make this quick.
And we have an enemy to fight. Hey pal, come here. Let me just show this off real quick. Oh, you're gonna fight me, huh? Absolutely brutalize them. And the best part is, if you grab a weapon, notice it goes point facing away, so you can literally just pierce right into enemies, and it's super, super easy and so much fun to use. Not to mention, just check that out. You notice I was able to chuck it, and can I grab it? Yes, I can. And I was able to throw this based on the pierce. So check this out. If I was to, let's imbue this with fire. And let me steal this real quick. Just check this out. You chuck it like that. Not only does it do a little explosion of flames, but it just pierces straight into anything. So aside from those incredible spells, just check this out. What I have made are a set of waves, two separate ones. One where enemies can spawn every single weapon, and then one where they spawn certain weapons. So these waves include every single armor in the game that you can fight against, with enemies that use one-handed or single-handed weapons, just so that you guys can get a real feel of it. And what I'm going to do is use this incredible slaughter sword right here, because it is beautiful. And check this out. We can use this and just absolutely demolish any enemy that we fight against. It is so cool and so much fun to use. Alright. Black hole. There you go. Or you can always do something like that and make your life just a tad bit easier. There's just so many different new things that you can use in Blade and Sorcery. One of them, aside from awesome weapons like this bad boy making the cut... Hey, really? I'm trying to record a video here, lady. And you just like tripping over rocks. Okay. Well... aside from that, one thing that I absolutely love is that all of these have their own fire fist and lightning fist and gravity fist, where you can punch enemies, light them on fire. You can, let's grab it. Electrocute enemies like so, and then my absolute favorite though is gravity, because it actually does a lot of knockback. So come here, pal. Instant knockback. Of course, when enemies touch the flames, they get burned as well. And then this, it's called Fan the Flames. You can actually use your gravity and push the flames onto any nearby enemies like that. Just take a look. He just got absolutely roasted. He's burning alive while standing up. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize this, but the armor gets burned too. That is so freaking cool. And, of course, as you guys saw, one of the base game skills that just happened when an enemy was throwing a rock at me, it temporarily slows time to make it so you can fight against them. And not to mention, when you merge all of these with lightning, they all have a very unique ability. So check this out. So if I was to use something like fire, and I hit the fire with my lightning, check this out. Enemies get whatever elemental effect the spell you're using has. So, in our case, they get electrocuted, but they get lit on fire because we're using fire. If we use gravity, watch this bad boy. They get electrocuted, and then they get floated into the air. How beautiful is this? It is awesome, it works so well, and it is so brutal. Oh my gosh. Really, lady? Come on. You better shut up. Oh, you guys are gonna cower in fear, huh? Well, I guess just make my life easy. Stay down, punk. Although, you kind of have a head, so I don't think you're gonna get back up. And then this right here, as you just saw real quick, I'll show again. When you block an enemy's attack, there's a Dark Souls parry, which temporarily slows down enemies. So, come here, pal. Allowing you to do basically whatever you want in that time frame. Oh. You better watch it. For those of you that like daggers, one thing I'd highly recommend is you actually get this dagger throwing pouch. If you stick it on your side like so, and what I'm going to do is actually select the lightning. You hold the trigger. It can imbue with lightning over time. So, it's not just lightning, it's basically every single one. Then you throw it, lights the area on fire temporarily. Really? Thank you. The reason why I say you do lightning is because with lightning, it has an auto-target effect. So, like if we did something like that, automatically aims at her. If we do it again, just for good measure, aims right at the chest, basically every single time. Just like that. It is so cool, and it makes it so easy. Also, certain times when you throw it using the skill, it can actually pierce through enemies like you could just see real quick. Like I said, guys, there are a ton of new abilities, a ton of new things for you to experiment with. Blade and Sorcery has really reached a brand new level with the amount of things that you can mod. For example, you can add all of this stuff that you see right now into your own mods. Like, we have all of these people right here. We have this guy. I can say something like, burn everyone. And we just light them all on fire. Using the voice command mod, you can do so many new cool things. Like before I said black hole and there was a black hole. Or you can say something like, oh, there it goes. I accidentally activated it when I was speaking. And one weapon which I will absolutely be using a lot in the near future is this. Why, might you ask? Well, take a look at this. We can imbue it with fire. That's awesome. Oh no, but only one side gets imbued. Well, if we take a look at this, and then we imbue it with gravity, we now have a staff with multiple abilities in the base game. Using multiple different collider groups, you can imbue it and just basically attack and use different properties. It is the first and only base game weapon that I've been able to see that actually does this. And it is so cool. Not to mention, you have that ability which I just showed real quick. Sometimes when you damage an enemy, you can actually freeze them in time. They get super slow. The final, most incredible thing which I really want to showcase is the fact that you can use lightning. But instead of just electrocuting one person, well, now we have chain lightning. So if I use it, it just goes back and forth between all of them until they all get electrocuted. So if I was to use two at once, take a look at this. Lightning goes in between each other and basically electrocutes everybody. It is incredibly overpowered and really makes me feel like I'm a Jedi. Speaking of Jedi, or I guess I should say speaking of Sith, when you use Telekinesis now, you have the ability to unlock a skill called Force Choke. Notice, as we were using it on her, she eventually died and then dropped her weapons. That is because Force Choke kills him after a while. And for our last ability that we're going to be showcasing in this video, just take a look. If we use this and we hit something, we can actually create a lightning trail that goes from one weapon to the other. I'll do that again real quick. It is very useful for many things, like for one, easily just electrocuting or dismembering. Or, if we use this real quick and I was to chuck that over there and just leave it, we can lay traps for enemies. So let's say we're fighting enemies, we drop those two bad boys down, they walk over it, they lose their feet, they die. It is so cool to use. But guys, I believe that is it for this video. Stay tuned because I will be releasing a new video every single day and streaming, running dungeon runs and crystal hunt every single day. But that's it. So if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. Thanks for watching.